Welcome. I'll be reacting to Star Trek The Animated Series, Season 1, Episode 11. This is not a market substitute. Please support the original on Paramount+. Engage. Keratin? Is that Tintin's brother?
Arachna is entering its cycle of strongest emissions, Captain.
Uhura, inform Starbase 23 we have arrived at the gas cloud and are starting to map.
The star Cephas from its single satellite. That area's never produced radio transmissions before.
Ah. Maybe you should put that underwater, like Harry Potter did.
Intersat. That's been out of use for 2 centuries.
The code word is TERRATIN.
Was the word totally random, Mr. Spock?
No, sir. It was repeated twice in the transmission. Only data is from early exploration. Planet is listed as Class M, core molten, mantle and crust entirely crystalline. Captain, I suggest we delay orbit until it can be analyzed for nature and effect.
Sensors detect nothing abnormal, sir.
Bridge to engineering. Scotty, how are your engines?
Purring like happy kittens, Captain.
The gossamer mice show no signs of shock.
Gossamer
Our
mice?
is bright as ever, Doctor. Now, this species loses all...
They have gossamer mice? I'm sorry, wait, what?
Oxygen, nitrogen, atmosphere. My eyes!
Deflector shields ineffective.
No casualties reported, Jim.
What happened?
Oh, good.
Don't know yet.
Are the mice okay?
Those big crystals in there have come apart. Each of them unpeeling like the rind of an orange.
Analysis, Spock.
This is quite unprecedented. Notice the fracturing is spiroform.
All the tools, sir. They're too big for us to handle.
You sound like you're blathering, man.
It's the people who are shrinking. That's why their tools are too large.
I have never slumped in my life, Captain. But I was about to ask you the same.
Security! Anyone, please! Chairs, silverware, everything seems to have enlarged.
The whole ship has apparently expanded.
I think you're shrinking. I don't think the ship is expanding.
An equally good possibility is that ship's personnel have contracted
Thank you,
and
Spock.
may be continuing to shrink.
Take us out of orbit, Mr. Sulu. Shut down all unnecessary
I'm with the shrinking
systems in
theory.
No reply to our Mayday, Captain.
Bones, I need some answers. What's happening to us?
Come down to the lab, Jim. I may have something for you now.
We're contracting.
That's why our weight remains the same. Same number of atoms. The effect is just reducing the space between the molecules. It's something I've never seen before.
I have, but I watch a lot of sci-fi.
Dr. McCoy, the animals, they're getting too small for the cage mesh. All the gossamers are out. and look how tiny they've gotten.
Oh.
Well, they're just like halo fish. It was an arm bracelet. More like a necklace now.
Yet the uniform on which you wear it fits as well as ever. Uniform made of algae-based xenolon, I believe.
Aren't all our uniforms xenolon?
Yes, and they've all been shrinking
They
proportionately.
wear algae. I'm sorry, wait, what? Starfleet uniforms are made of algae? I'm sorry, Starfleet uniforms are made of algae? I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I can't. Really?
Uniform made of algae-based xenolon, I believe.
Aren't all our uniforms xenolon?
Yes, and they've all been shrinking
Confirmed.
proportionately with us.
This coral decoration for the aquarium is also shrinking. Yet the meteoritic rock in there is unchanged.
That means only organic matter is affected. But how?
The wave
They're
tends
wearing
to
algae.
wind tight such spiral molecules as dilithium.
Then we can calculate the limits to our shrinkage. How long can we expect to maintain control of our ship? We will reach this less than fingernail length in 32 minutes.
Why haven't they
Spock.
sent an away team down? I mean, they have nothing to lose at this point. They're shrinking. You might as well transport now, get down to the planet, and see if there's any answers down there. Because they're going to lose control of the ship, as he pointed out, fairly soon.
29 minutes before we're too small to operate ship controls. One single... Sulu! I think his leg's broken. We'll need a splint.
Compound fracture.
Dr. McCoy, that microscope laser, the one designed to heal the middle ear, well, wouldn't it work here?
It's certainly worth a try.
Be careful. Don't fall yourself.
Help!
Oh no! Can she swim? She kind of got lucky falling into the tank though.
It's as good a place as any to beam down.
Thank you, finally. Should probably have done that way earlier.
There must be some intelligence behind it, but our height is little more than 2 inches. And even this action will be beyond us in 15 minutes' time.
Heave, lads!
Heave! It's great they set up this whole pulley system. He has to survive this for 10 minutes now.
Spock?
They're too small to see.
Scotty? Is it you?
Aye, Captain. For the love of heaven, be careful where you step.
Is everyone safe? Message to the inhabitants of the city on the planet below. You have 1 minute to restore my bridge crew unharmed, or you will undergo full barrage.
This land contains much dilithium to replace that you lost. We try to tell you our plight as you passed, that our adopted planet is dying. We had no choice but to use our invasion defense to reach you.
Descendants of an early lost colony, which is why they retain some knowledge of Starship method. Terra 10. Hence the present corruption of their name.
Have been.
Terra 10.
Your actions all but lost us our ship. Mr. Erex, prepare for immediate departure from this area.
Captain, what about the people on the planet?
People of the Enterprise, we have no way to pay the debt we owe. We name you honorary Terratins now and for all time to come.
Captain's log supplemental.
This is a very interesting episode because I have mixed feelings about the morality of shrinking the entire Enterprise crew just to get their attention. I mean, yes, they were trying to save their civilization, but you don't just go around shrinking people. That crossed a line for me. I'm glad that at the end, Kirk was able to help them. As long as nothing steps on their little city, they'll be okay. Because obviously most of the population was innocent. It was just their leader who was making these bad decisions. What surprised me is that they didn't beam down earlier. To me, if some beams are coming from the planet's surface, people are starting to shrink, one of the first things you would do is send down an away team. I mean, maybe not the bridge crew, but there's a lot of people on board the Enterprise they could have sent. Maybe some scientists. And again, when Kirk just went down himself, I feel like he should have brought a second person, because when you're that small and he didn't know he would get large again when he transported down, what if he fell? There are so many things that can go wrong when you're that small. The fact that he did not bring backup is a little bit concerning as a captain. The story itself, fantastic. The idea of a tiny, tiny civilization like that, love it. This definitely reminded me of Eureka, though, a little bit, if anyone has watched that show. I think I even have a reaction to a similar episode where they were shrinking the town. A Little Town, I think it's called. Which is why I probably instantly went to, they're shrinking, thanks to Eureka.